Good morning and welcome to Kid News. I'm Kim. Today is Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. And we begin with a chart-topping singer revealing a struggle most people don't know she has. Billie Eilish suffers from Tourette's syndrome, a neurological disorder that causes her to make random sounds and movements like wiggling her ear and clicking her jaw without meaning to. She recently told David Letterman that tics have eased since she was diagnosed at 11, but that she still experiences exhausting subtle ones. Apparently not when she's performing, though. The Getting Older artist says it typically comes on only when she's at rest, and while she wasn't always at peace with the problem, she now accepts her tics as part of her, and she's made friends with it. Billie also admitted to Mr. Letterman that she likes talking about Tourette's because she doesn't understand it, finds it interesting, and because fellow celebrities have confided in her that they, too, are living with it. Should an elephant have the same rights as a person? New York's top court is reportedly close to deciding. At the heart of the case is Happy, a 51-year-old pachyderm at the Bronx Zoo, who may be the world's first animal to get human rights. Activists say elephants are like people and can learn and memorize, need friends, and at least in the case of Happy, have the ability to recognize themselves in the mirror. That, they say, means Happy has the right to habeas corpus, a legal process that allows others to question her confinement. The activists want her transferred to an animal sanctuary, but the zoo claims Happy has a great life in the Bronx and says giving an elephant the legal rights of a human is a slippery slope. California's governor may be done asking. As the state's historic drought drags on, Gavin Newsom announced that mandatory water cuts might be around the corner. Months ago, he called on residents to reduce their use by 15% with less lawn watering and shorter showers. Instead, in March, Californians used 19% more water than the year before. Scientists say the West's current mega drought is the worst in 1,200 years. Parts of Minnesota have been short on rain, too, and two kayakers paddling along a drought-depleted river west of Minneapolis stumbled upon something they might not have found had the water not been so low. It's a human skull bone believed to be 8,000 years old. Through carbon dating, which gives age estimates for anything containing organic material, forensic experts determined that it likely came from a young man who lived between 5,500 and 6,000 BC. They are also quite certain he was the ancestor of a Native American tribe, which means the remains are considered sacred and will be returned to officials within that community. In other Kid News notes, while many states are bone dry, forecasters are predicting another busy Atlantic storm season for the Southeast. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, predicts as many as 10 hurricanes between June 1st and November 30th, when 7 is the annual average. If the predictions hold up, it will be a record 7th consecutive year of above-normal activity. That's it for Kid News. Now today's Kid News quiz. Singer Billie Eilish says she has what neurological condition? Tourette's syndrome, which causes her to make random movements and sounds. Happy the elephant might be the first animal to have what? Human rights. Which state may soon start mandatory water rationing? California. How old is the skull bone found in Minnesota? 8,000 years. In today's Kid News Kicker, it's out with the old, in with the new. This week, New York City cut the cord on its last public payphone in Times Square. Taking its place there and elsewhere will be free Wi-Fi kiosks. This now-removed relic, which required coins to operate, is headed for the Museum of the City of New York, where it will be displayed as an artifact. But the hype surrounding the farewell is more symbolic than real. According to NPR, there are still a handful of payphones scattered around New York City, some on private property, as well as 4 permanent full-length Superman booths. All are located on the Upper West Side and, according to the New York Times, remain standing due to the efforts of a particularly nostalgic payphone buff named Alan Flax. Before we go, we want to say hello to our KidNuz teachers and their classrooms, starting with Mrs. White at St. Alphonsus Catholic School in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota. To California for Mr. Smith at Coronado Middle School in Coronado, and Ms. Price's 5th graders and their class mascot Gary at La Entrada Middle School in Menlo Park. Ms. White and her quiz and word search all-stars at Stevens Brook Elementary in Bridgeton, Maine. And Mom Laura Bloomfield homeschooling her Jedi Knights with the force of knowledge in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania. Thanks for listening, everyone. A reminder that our podcast runs on your generosity. Our appreciation to all those who've donated. For those who'd like to, there's a donation button top right on our website. And we'll see you all back here for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.